Max Verstappen once again reiterated what is now a promise to leave Formula 1 over the Canadian Grand Prix weekend if the sport doesn't change its current engine formula for next year. At the Japanese Grand Prix in March, he'd already hinted at retirement, citing a lack of enjoyment, but after plans to change the power unit's power balance were announced, it looked like F1 might have warded off the threat of its biggest star walking away. In Montreal, that came sharply back into focus. We'll get into why that's the case shortly, but we just wanted to thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoy what we're doing at the Pit Crew Online, please like and subscribe to our channel. Now, where were we again? F1 and the FIA have conceded that the previously fabled 50-50 power split between the internal combustion engine and the MG UK battery has issues. Or put more bluntly, they finally caught up with what many informed observers had previously warned about. After fleeting changes were made ahead of the Miami Grand Prix, which limited battery deployment and recharge to avoid the phenomenon known as superclipping, where the engine charges the battery and results in sudden speed drops on long straights, more sweeping changes were announced ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. F1 and the FIA agreed to make changes to the battery deployment and fuel flow for 2027 and beyond that tip that balance 60-40 in favour of the combustion engine, to lessen the need for driving styles that penalise drivers going to the limit and bring about more natural driving. That led four-time champion Verstappen to state that he'd most likely stay in F1 if those rules were put through. Things in Formula 1 are never that simple. Unfortunately, in F1's desperation to keep hold of Honda following its 2020 decision to leave F1 as a manufacturer before it backtracked on that, and attract the VW group via Porsche and Audi, it railroaded itself into this year's regulations, and getting out of them will not be simple. Mercedes and Red Bull are in favour of the change, with Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff enthusiastic about bigger combustion engines with still sizable battery output further into the future. For differing reasons, Audi and Ferrari are the biggest obstacles to the changes which, if not put through, would make F1, in Verstappen's words, not mentally doable. Audi has concerns about costs and road relevance, and was clear upon their entry into the sport that was confirmed in 2023 that increased electrification was a big pull factor in its purchase of what was then Sauber to enter the sport for 2026 as a full manufacturer. Despite a difficult start to the season, caused in no small part by an engine design that has hurt its starts and wasted a good chassis, the German manufacturer is still keen to retain the extra electrification element despite the pitfalls that have borne out. Ferrari's objection is more cynical, as it wants assurances about the additional development and upgrade opportunities, known as ADUO, which are increased engine upgrade opportunities that it expects to receive after Canada. They're another manufacturer to have a unique design impacting performance, as a smaller than usual turbo has given them better starts at a cost of top speed. F1 has long been about compromise, but of the two known objectors, Ferrari are in theory likely to be the easiest to convince if a deal can be done with them and other manufacturers regarding ADUO. Cadillac, who use Ferrari's power unit and aren't expected to produce their own engine until 2028 at the earliest, haven't made their position known, while Honda, whose power unit is comfortably the worst, can be convinced either way, with the deadline for engine regulations looming. This matters because F1 needs majority agreement to put the proposed changes through. If it doesn't, then this would be the biggest driver departure since Nigel Mansell left the sport at the end of his championship-winning 1992 season following disagreements with Williams. Unlike the Brit, Verstappen wouldn't be coming back. He's talked previously about there being a lot more fun things in the world than F1, and has a passion for sim and GT racing that has only burned brighter in recent years, having competed in the Nürburgring 24 hours the week before the Canadian Grand Prix. In the past, the Dutchman, who entered the sport at 17 years old in 2015, has been clear that he won't be racing in F1 past his mid-30s, and he'll be 29 this year. F1 finds itself at a real crossroads if it doesn't find a way to satisfy its star driver.